What if I told you that you can easily lose weight without being hungry all the time, literally like starving yourself, running like 2 hours on the treadmill, overdoing it with cardio, or even losing your muscle and the progress that you've made in the gym so far? And all of this is possible just to these two simple rules. I know that because I started out skinny fat, literally the worst body type you can have. And I was also really weak and out of shape because I stayed inside all day and played video games. And now, over these years of training, I discovered how to get and maintain the shredded summer body. Now let's get into it. The first rule is something that most athletes actually and people who had successful body transformations use, including me, because I use it until this day. And if I want, because this method is really adjustable. I can adjust the difficulty. I can make it a bit harder on myself and shorten the time window. I'm going to talk about that. And I can lose more weight and also fat for a competition. So what is intermittent fasting and why is it so efficient and the science behind it? An example of intermittent fasting is that you start eating at 12 p.m. So you just skip breakfast. That's kinda easy, and you eat your first meal at about 12 a.m. Then after that, you eat for around 8 hours and you stop eating at around 8 p.m. And if you noticed, I didn't mention that you are supposed to eat less. You are supposed to eat as much as you eat normally, but just in a shorter time window. And if you are like, oh, I'm just eating the same amount of calories that I used to, wouldn't I just maintain my weight? No, because when you are even in a calorie deficit, your body primarily uses the calories in the food you just ate for energy and not your fat, which is what you want. But because with intermittent fasting, there is about a 16-hour window where you don't eat anything, your body is forced after 14 hours to start burning just fat for energy. So during those 8 hours or whatever you set, your body is going to be using food as energy, but after that, your body is only going to use fat. And the beauty of intermittent fasting is that you can make it harder in the beginning. You can shorten the window from 8 hours to 6 and maybe even 4. And then when you rapidly start losing fat, you can extend it from like 4 to 6. And if you get your dream body, to sustain it, you can keep it at 8 or 10. The second rule. This is not any less important than the first one. It is eating whole foods, unprocessed foods. And what is that? Those are foods that are not like packaged. Those are foods that are the ingredient on its own. Those are the foods when you look at the label, but there is no label. Because if you are buying just eggs, there doesn't need to be an ingredients list because it is just eggs. Also, when you are buying like meat, there doesn't need to be an ingredients list. And if you are already buying like processed foods, for example, chocolate, pick the ones that have the least ingredients. But why is this so important? Why are processed foods so bad? Because if you eat something processed, it doesn't need to be like really unhealthy. For example, a protein bar. Protein bar is healthy, but it isn't. Because when you eat it, there are sugars, proteins, salts, all of these different things, and your body doesn't really know what to focus on digesting. Because your digestive system isn't so advanced that it can multitask. It can digest fats, then it can digest proteins, that it can digest like eggs, protein powder, sugar, seed oils, this and that at the same time. No. And this is one simple hack that I want you to really memorize. It is that stored fat is your body not being able to digest a food, a processed food, in the moment, so it stores it for later. So it stores it in your fat cells so it can use it later because it can't use it now for energy. That's why I recommend that you need to eat whole foods, and if you want to make something like processed, you should make it on your own. I eat ice cream every single day before a workout. It is my dessert. But the ice cream is made out of eggs and honey. That's basically it. Sometimes I add some whipping cream and it is so delicious. So if you want the recipe, you can click over here. So these were the 2 simple rules that you should memorize until the rest of your workout journey, because they will help you get and sustain a shredded physique. If you want more videos like this, I record videos about calisthenics, strength and muscle gain. All of these different things that you will probably need along the way. So make sure to subscribe. And I also do one-on-one coaching, so if you are interested in booking a free call, you can check the first link in the description. Bye.